Chapter 1. To be expected. Tips 1 through 8. 1. Oh, the weather outside is... Weather? One of the most beautiful things about Coeur d'Alene is that we get to experience all 4 seasons. With that being said, our weather can change completely throughout the day. A solid tip for packing your suitcase is to bring a little of everything. Even in the summer, you might find yourself needing a light windbreaker for a colder day. In the winter, it is rare, but we do experience breathtakingly sunny days where you don't need your snow boots and parka jacket. Paying close attention to when you are planning on visiting will help you dictate what you should plan on packing more of. But be prepared. You will probably still be surprised. 2. When is the prime time to visit? Speaking of our varying weather, when is the best time to come visit? There is no simple answer to this question. Most travelers come during the summer for outdoor activities, but there are drawbacks to that. Being located in the Pacific Northwest, we are surrounded by greenery, and the summer offers a great time to be outside and relax in nature. Expect to deal with heavy traffic and many crowds at the lake, restaurants, and events. There is a lot to do, but plan on parking in a nearby parking garage or lot and doing some walking to different locations. You could decide to be adventurous and visit during the fall and winter seasons. Sadly, fall comes and goes all too quickly, and our winters can be a challenge for many reasons. If you can bear a little unpredictability, there are still things to do outside, like skiing, snowmobiling, ice skating, and much more. The crowds died down in the winter, and there are many holiday events to attend. The best time to come and visit is what works best for you. Coeur d'Alene is filled with many things to make your trip worthwhile, no matter the season. 3. Tips for the spring and summer. These 2 seasons have gradually been getting warmer and warmer, but don't let that fool you. When packing your suitcase for the warmer weather, there are some important things to remember. Pack plenty of layers and plan on wearing them throughout the day. Your mornings may start out cool, and by lunch, you are walking around in a tank top. The same can go for bottoms, too. A pair of sandals and tennis shoes, or even hiking boots, are a must-have if you plan on spending most of your days outside. A nice beach towel and blanket are needed for the beach or other more private swimming areas. Consider renting a bike to get you to different spots throughout your day. It is great exercise, but also helps alleviate traffic frustration with all the crowds around town. The atmosphere at night in Coeur d'Alene is always upbeat. There are plenty of bars and restaurants open later in the night, so plan on spending at least one night bar hopping and a late-night walk around the water. 4. Don't be camera shy. I've mentioned it before, but I'll say it again. Growing up here, I've always known this place to be my home. Every now and again, it dawns on me how beautiful it is here and how opportunistic this place is for a photo shoot. From downtown life to exploring farther out into the woods, there is beauty everywhere. This would be the perfect spot to get some family photos. If you are interested in something more professional, many local photographers do quality work that could show you some of their favorite spots and arrange for a shoot for you to really capture the specialness of this trip. One of my favorite memories is having a dear friend that I've known for years to do my wedding photos. She now has multiple studio locations in Coeur d'Alene and Spokane, in which she books out for clients to do business and personal photography. It's really exciting to see my friend's business grow and grow each year. A big part of that is both locals and travelers booking sessions to capture special moments. 5. Remember your beach towel or outside blanket. I am sure at some point, any visitor is going to want to lounge on the beach. There are many different beaches around downtown Coeur d'Alene. Many people have made it a tradition to hike Tubbs Hill and find a more secluded place to go swimming. Whatever you decided to do, having a towel is a necessity. If you are fair-skinned like me, a towel doubles as a sun shield too on the extra hot days we experience in the summer. With that in mind, bring and wear sunscreen. Plan on reapplying throughout the day. I don't care if you're one of those lucky people who never get burned or my sunburn turns into tans. I can almost guarantee you that going a day in the water will punish your skin so painfully if you don't take care of it. If you are a pasty little thing like myself, you will experience such regretful misery if your sunscreen is not attached to you at all times. A beach towel, blanket, and sunscreen are small, easy things to remember that can make the biggest difference in the comfort of your stay. 6. Be the early bird. I know it's easy to want to push your vacation trip to its fullest and catch up on some sleep. You must promise yourself to plan at least one day of your trip to wake up early and take a walk around Centennial Trail or a boat ride out on Coeur d'Alene Lake. If your trip includes camping, there is nothing quite like waking up and smelling the cool breeze on the lake when sitting by the water and waking up to start your eventful day. There is something beautiful about catching the sun hitting the water when it's quiet, or at least tamer than the rest of the day. If you are a fisherman, buying a fishing license and going out on the lake for rest and relaxation is worth it. One of my fondest memories growing up was getting up early in the morning and piling in the truck to go fishing with my dad and great-grandpa. Even if you've never been fishing before, I would recommend adding it to your bucket list, and Coeur d'Alene is a great place where you could cross it off. If you are willing to drive, many surrounding lakes are less busy and more successful fishing-wise. There are also many other things to do on the water, like paddleboarding, jet skiing, cruises, and much more. In order to get signed up, though, getting up earlier is really your only option. All of our water sports and rentals are very popular, and you might miss out on something if you wait too long. 7. Water bottles are essential. This tip may come off as common sense, but you would be surprised by how much water you will drink throughout the day in the summer, especially if you are outside for most of the day in the heat. My husband always teases me about how much water and tea I drink during the day. It definitely makes a difference. The only downside is the increase in bathroom breaks. There are many places where you can refill your bottle, but it can be the difference between a fun-filled day of outdoor activities or a day where you cut it short because you're wiped out and not feeling well. 8. Chilly driving need to know. Driving here in the winter can be quite an adventure in itself. When you are driving, it is important to have a blanket, window scraper, and small winter shovel, if possible, in your vehicle. There are plenty of other things that can come in handy, but those would be the essentials. Remember that just because a car is tailgating you, it is okay to drive slower to make sure you are safe, especially if you are unfamiliar with driving on snow and ice. If your car starts to slide, do not slam on your brakes. Try to pump them to gain traction back. It might be a good idea to jump on YouTube and watch a couple of winter safety driving videos too, so you can get some clear and concise information. Wearing a good pair of boots is definitely essential on the extra cold days, along with gloves, a jacket, and maybe a scarf or beanie too. It's also essential to get yourself a peppermint white mocha at some point during the day to remind yourself that you will survive the day. Lastly, try to remember that just because a vehicle is driving slower or faster than you on the ice and snow does not dictate your speed. If you are driving significantly off the speed limit, you may want to consider having someone else drive if you are feeling uncomfortable. You will also have many people trying to pressure you to speed up. If the weather does not permit the speed limit, it is okay to drive slower and keep yourself and your precious cargo safe.